Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new FnG Show.
Over a glass of wine, the FnG Show.
That's right. This is the place where you get your latest news, current news, groundbreaking news, coming to you live from the FnG Show, the only way we know how to do it.
Yep.
And that's real, keeping it real.
Well, that's right.
So what we got today, man?
Well, today we're going to be looking at Afghanistan, ladies and gentlemen. The big subject in the news. So we're going to be looking at past presidents, talking about Afghanistan. Then we're going to have some comments, some fights, and maybe some arguments between us over the real deal.
So let's get to it. 4 presidents about Afghanistan. This is 2001. 2001. Bush.
Given the nature and reach of our enemies, we will win this conflict by the patient accumulation of successes, by meeting a series of challenges with determination and will and purpose. Today we focus on Afghanistan, but the battle is broader. We will stay.
That was 07? No, that was 01, right?
Yeah, 01.
And this is 04 right now.
The mission is done. We know that true peace will only be achieved when we give the Afghan people the means to achieve their own aspirations. Peace will be achieved by helping Afghanistan develop its own stable government.
Write notes.
Our alliance must maintain its resolve
That was 04, this is 07.
Okay.
to fight in NATO. As President Sarkozy put it in London last week, we cannot afford to lose Afghanistan. Whatever the cost, however difficult the victory, we cannot afford it. We must win. I agree completely.
And even as there will be
Now, 2011.
President
dark
Obama.
days ahead in Afghanistan, the light of a secure peace can be seen in the distance. These long wars will come to a responsible end. Others will ask, why don't we leave immediately?
2012.
That answer is also clear. We must give Afghanistan the opportunity to stabilize. Otherwise, our gains could be lost, and Al-Qaeda could establish itself once more. And as Commander-in-Chief,
They
I
did.
refuse to let that happen. 2014, therefore, is a pivotal year. Together with our allies and the Afghan government, we have agreed that this is the year we will conclude our combat mission in Afghanistan. I think Americans have learned that it's harder to end wars than it is to begin them. Yet this is how wars end in the 21st century. Not through signing ceremonies, but through decisive blows against our adversaries, transitions to elected governments, security forces who are trained to take the lead, and ultimately full responsibility.
Our troops will fight to win. We will fight.
Now, what was that we just had with about Obama? Was it 14? You talking about that?
Yeah.
That it end,
Yeah.
but yet it's still 2017. Still talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
To win. If I wanted to win that war, Afghanistan would be wiped off the face of the earth. It would be gone. It would be over in literally in 10 days. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to go that route.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
getting out. We want to get out. We had good meetings with the Taliban. And we are going to be leaving, and we're going to be bringing our soldiers back home. We've been there for almost 20 years. It's a long time. We've done a great job in terms of getting rid of terrorists. Now it's up to other countries to get rid of those terrorists.
I'm now the 4th United States president to preside over American troop presence in Afghanistan.
2021.
Yes.
2 Republicans, 2 Democrats. I will not pass this responsibility on to a 5th. I'm deeply saddened by the facts we now face. But I do not regret my decision to end America's war fighting in Afghanistan and maintain a laser focus on our counterterrorism missions there and other parts of the world. My fellow Americans, the war in Afghanistan is now over. I'm the 4th president who has faced the issue of whether and when to end this war. When I was running for president, I made a commitment to the American people that I would end this war. Today, I've honored that commitment.
You see the disgust on our face.
4th generation of presidents.
That's 4 years apiece, two terms. So that's 2 terms. That's 8.
It's been 20 years. So.
Yeah, so 20 years. Yeah, all together 20 years.
Yeah. And they've been saying the same things up until Obama. He was like, "Oh, this is it. It's over."
Bush said it was over too. Both of them said it was over.
He just don't like Obama to look bad by himself.
No, well, all of them look bad because they all said it was endless war.
Trump was the only one that said, "Hey, man, if it was up to me, this would be over in 10 days' time."
It wasn't up to him.
But
it really wasn't up to him.
He was letting us know that it was up to him.
It wasn't up to him.
It had been totally different than what's going on now.
Well, he couldn't have done it because it would have started World War III. So
it would have been World War III.
Yes, it would have started
World War III would end life as we.
Yeah, that's exactly what would have happened.
It'd have been worse than COVID. Everybody would have been dead.
Yes,
nuclear.
It would have been nuclear. If you drop a nuclear bomb today,
yeah.
the whole world's coming to an end.
That's why there'll never be a World War III. Because nobody really wanted to die.
But that's what he wanted to do, was drop a nuclear bomb on Afghanistan.
See, now you're putting words in Trump's mouth.
No. See, he's a Trump supporter.
And we are friends. It ain't got nothing to do with supporting Trump.
He was wrong. They all were wrong.
So what you got to say on the subject, man? Afghanistan. They pulled them out, and what happened?
Well, here's my point about Afghanistan.
3 of the presidents talking about what was happening. They went right back to running things. So like 20 years we wasted over there.
And the reason why
countless lives dead.
Yes, and there was the single mistake that was not adhered to, or the single advice that was not adhered to, of going into Afghanistan was the Russian president at the time, which was Gorbachev. Gorbachev told President Reagan never to go into Afghanistan. He said, you will lose. You will lose your troops. You will lose everything. And basically, the Russian Empire or the Soviet Union lost that war in Afghanistan. They stayed there, I think, for 15 years. And we saw if you go back and do the research, you'll see all the Russian tanks that were destroyed, the Soviet tanks that were destroyed, all of the stuff that was destroyed by the Afghan people. And that's my take. There was a mistake going in there in the beginning, and I'm going to further tell you, explain why after he gives his comment on why his side of the story.
Well, my take on the situation is I don't ever pay no attention to that kind of stuff.
He doesn't pay attention. I do.
But I will say this: taking them folks out of there, they needed to run everybody up out of there that didn't know no better, lead the troops to be the last ones to leave, and then whatever happened, happened. My thing is, I say Trump said it best when he said, "Hey, we didn't do what we did all these years to combat terrorism over there. Now it's the other countries' turn to combat terrorists over there. Why send our troops over there to get killed?"
Well, the reality is here, and I'm going to give you some historical analysis.
We ain't going to be here all night, man. You talk about it.
I'm going to give you some historical analysis. Any country, any nation that goes into Afghanistan will lose.
You already said that.
And here's why. Okay. The Afghan area has been invaded many times in recorded history. Invaders of the history of Afghanistan include Alexander the Great. He got beat. Genghis Khan went in there. He got beat. Timur went in there. He got beat. The Mongol Empire got beat. The Russians got beat, the Tsars got beat, and the British had the nerve to do it twice. They went in there twice and got their tails whipped. So how much history do you really need? When history shows you that if you go in there, you're not going to come out with a good ending. So there was no need for America to go into Afghanistan when history has shown us every empire that went in there got their asses whipped, y'all.
Well, that's a good thing, man.
So don't repeat history. If every other empire went in there and they don't want people to go in there, the Afghan people do not want them. They do not want to become like America. Okay, that's the reality.
So what final thoughts you have on it, man? Because I said all I had to say.
Before you start a war, do some historical research. When it comes to Afghanistan, it has always been the traditional understanding, based on my research, that it is the graveyard of empires. So when you go in there, you're going to pretty much deplete your entire military and your financial whatever, because it took $30 billion or $100 billion in Afghanistan or whatever it was billions of dollars. And Biden had to pull out. We would have went broke.
We already broke. Yeah.
So that's my take. Don't go places where history has told you every other empire has lost. And what makes you think you're going to do better, you're not going to do better. Because nation building does not work.
Yeah. And so that's our thoughts and views on the Afghanistan pullout.
And the saga.
Yes. Let's see what else comes out of this. So that's it for the FnG Show. Over a little glass of wine.
Over a glass of wine.
And we are out.
We are out.